Hello, manga and anime lovers. I'm Branch, and today I'm going to be talking about Demon Slayer, Season 4, Episode 1. Now, I've seen the entirety of Demon Slayer until this first episode of Season 4, and I actually saw Season 4's premiere in theaters a couple months back. I went through it one more time before I recorded this just to make sure that I remembered most of the important stuff, and it turns out I did. So I guess I'll start off by giving my thoughts overall on Demon Slayer as a whole, and that is to say that I think it's really good. I would say that it's both overrated and underrated at the same time in terms of the anime community. A lot of people hate on it because it's popular, but a lot of people also, I think, overpraise it just a tad, when really the visuals are top-notch, the storytelling's really good, the characters are phenomenal. And overall, I really like where last season ended off. I know a lot of people did not like the Nezuko transformation thing. I thought it was pretty good. If it gets explained a little bit more, I think it'll be even better. It's one of those things that can be a lot better on a rewatch than on the first viewing. So this first episode basically sets up the Hashira training arc. I'm not sure if this will be the whole season, if the whole season will be this training arc, or if it'll be 2 arcs like season 2. I've heard from other people that the Hashira training arc is pretty short, so I think we're either in for a very short season, and then season 5 will be whatever arc comes next, or we're in for a normal length season with 2 arcs in it, kind of like they did with Mugen Train and the Entertainment District. So I guess the most important thing to talk about from the entirety of this episode is the swordman marks, the weird marks that appear on people that we saw on Tanjiro in the Entertainment District section. And that's been rumored to appear, I believe, on the first, the wielder of the first breathing technique. And how, when, I can't remember what her name is, but when the master's wife talks about it, apparently once one person gets the mark, the people around them start getting the mark too. Now, I don't know if that's for some, like, magical reason, for lack of a better word, or if it's because they actively try to get the mark, like they're doing right now. The Hashira are setting up training sessions in order to not only raise the overall competency of the Demon Slayer Corps, but also to try and awaken this mark in themselves, as the Mr. Hashira says, to get your heart rate, I believe it's above 200 beats per minute, and get your temperature above, I can't remember what it was like 200 something, 100 something? I can't remember if it was Fahrenheit or Celsius either, so that's another thing. But basically, get your temperature really high and your heart pumping really fast, and then if you survive that, apparently, then you'll get the mark on you. I know the Love Hashira and the Mist Hashira already have it, along with Tanjiro. I don't know how many other ones, if anyone else has it, probably not, because she did mention that Tanjiro was the first one to get one. So we'll probably see different Hashira awaken their mark, so to speak, within this training arc. I guess another thing to talk about quickly is how the Swordsmith village moved on to a new location, which, you know, is as expected if they're to keep secret, especially now that Kibutsuji Muzan is after Nezuko. He would probably want to cut off all help that he can, so it's a good thing that the Swordsmith village moved on and is now in a new hiding place that's hopefully better protected. I guess some other quick thoughts I would have is that the opening scene with I believe the Wind Hashira and the Snake Hashira saving the girl and discovering the Infinity Castle was pretty cool. I thought it was a tad bit redundant, if I'm to be honest, but the visuals were nice, so that kept me interested throughout. Also, seeing my boys Inosuke and Zenitsu again after a whole season without them was very nice, and I'm looking forward to them being in this season, finally, after, again, a long time without seeing them. Now, aside from that, only 2 things left to mention, and that is, of course, Nezuko being able to walk around and talk is fantastic. I love the fact that Inosuke was training her to say his name and say different phrases like he dreamt about in the Mugen Train arc. And I like how Tanjiro is just fine with it. He doesn't care at all. It's overall just nice to see Nezuko finally having some personality back in her, aside from her usual only wake up to fight kind of deal. I like that she's more free now and can hopefully contribute more as a character in the next arc. And finally, the episode closes off by making a visit to, oh my goodness, what's her name? Lady, I can't remember for the life of me. The demon who's undercover and working with Tanjiro to help try and cure Nezuko. A crow, which may or may not be the Master's crow. If not, it's a very important one, because it can talk a lot better than the others. Perhaps, unless I'm just misremembering how the other crows communicate. But this crow comes and asks basically if she will join forces with them to take on Kibutsuji, to take on Muzan. And if I had to guess, I'd say that's probably going to happen, although I can't say that a lot of the Hashira will be happy about it if it does. I don't even know how many know of her. I think it's only the master, because he's the only one who's directly spoken of her so far, aside from Tanjiro. It was also nice to see the Hashira setting up their training, and of course seeing Tengen again after his incredible fight in the Entertainment District arc. I really am digging the eye patch thing with him. Aside from that, not much more to say on this episode. I'm going to go watch the next one right now because I believe it's out. I just wanted to record this before I spoiled my thoughts by consuming more of the arc. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!